A horrible choke job for the Philadelphia Eagles in Week 12 on the road against the Dallas Cowboys. And it's really unfortunate how everything played out. Because to start this game, this Eagles offense, which has been scrutinized, which has been picked apart, which had a lot of pressure on it, a lot of noise surrounding it, got off to a phenomenal start. Philadelphia went up in this game 21-0. Jalen Hurts was dominant. A.J. Brown got going. The Eagles were up in the turnover battle 2-0 early. From that point forward, after going up 21-0, Philadelphia gave up 24 unanswered points. It is one of the worst choke job losses that the Eagles have had in a long time, and it is their biggest blown lead since at least 2000. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a quarter century. Let's talk about it here. You're watching Philadelphia Eagles Now. My name is Chase Sr. Thanks for tuning in to our post-game reaction. And I have to be honest, I'm pissed off. And for as much as we want to troll Cowboys fans, as much as we will say, F Dallas, go Birds, the Cowboys suck, got to give it to Dallas. They put up nearly 500 yards of offense. They did not fall apart at the seams like the Eagles did after they went up 21-0. And the Cowboys connected on a bunch of big plays. Their defense made really good adjustments. And Nick Sirianni likes to preach tough, detailed, together. This Eagles team all season long has been anything but detailed. Penalty after penalty. Self-inflicted wound after self-inflicted wound. Bad mistake after bad mistake. The Eagles in the fourth quarter alone had multiple opportunities to still salvage and win this game. They committed 2 turnovers. Xavier Gipson fumbled a punt. Saquon Barkley, peanut punch, fumbled. And they missed a field goal in the fourth quarter alone. So congratulations to the Dallas Cowboys for their first Super Bowl win since 1995, because their fans are going to act like it, but they earned it. And now this season gets interesting for the Eagles. The NFC East race gets interesting for the Eagles. Their chances of getting the number 1 seed in the NFC greatly altered and damaged in this game. And it's just crazy how everything played out. Because this Eagles offense was on fire to start the game. And the Eagles early took advantage of the Cowboys' miscues. First drive of the game, Cowboys go for it at midfield. Eagles defense gets a stop. Eagles march right down the field, 50 yards. Hurts to A.J. Brown, connecting on multiple occasions. A.J. Brown, on that 50-yard drive, had 31 of those yards, and Jalen Hurts layered a beautiful throw to him over the middle of the field. So you get a 4th down stop and a touchdown. Cowboys then roughed the punter. Eagles march right down the field, another touchdown. Jalen Hurts with a great run on a quarterback draw with phenomenal contact balance, able to stay on his feet and fight toward the goal line. Kevontae Turpin fumble. Touchdown Eagles. And that drive really matriculated downfield because Jalen Hurts threw a long ball to Devontae Smith, where Smitty made a great adjustment on the football. Cowboys finally moved the ball. They got inside the 1. Reed Blankenship intercepted Dak Prescott. And it was a Blanken pick, and the party was on. Eagles up 21-0, up in the turnover battle, and then everything fell apart at the seams from that point forward. And there were a couple of really crucial turning points in this game. Zach Bond dropped a pick. Cowboys go on an 89-yard scoring drive. Dak threw it downfield, 50-yard bomb to CeeDee Lamb. Brandon Aubrey missed a field goal from 51 yards. Eagles couldn't take advantage. At that point, they went 5 straight drives without scoring any points. And they didn't score any points in the second half of this game. And the continued big plays downfield for this Cowboys passing attack really burnt the Eagles. And they suffered a bunch of injuries in the secondary in this game. And those injuries loom large with the Chicago Bears now coming to town on Black Friday. And if the Eagles lose that game, things could really start to fall apart. So it is gut check time for the Eagles. This is as bad of a loss as Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts have ever suffered, considering they were up 21-0 in this game. The Eagles are now 8-3. The Cowboys are now 5-1. Eagles lose, they drop to 8-3 on the season. They lose to the Bears, that's 8-4. Cowboys win, they move to 6-5, and there's still a lot of meat left on the bone. And after the Eagles had beaten the Detroit Lions, everything was really in their grasp in the NFC playoff picture. 55% chance to get the number 1 seed, and the season's not over by any means. But if the Rams win tonight on Sunday Night Football against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they're in the driver's seat and they're in the number 1 spot in the NFC, even though the Eagles on the tiebreaker, because they'll have 9 wins to the Eagles' 8. A blown opportunity for the Eagles, an epic choke job for the Eagles. And in that first half, you're like, wow, this Eagles offense has really responded. Wow, this Eagles offense finally finding something. Wow, Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown were connecting like the good old days. The passing game was clicking. And then in that second half, the Eagles literally could not do anything on the offensive side of the football. And a big reason for that, the constant penalties. 14 penalties for 96 yards. Under Nick Sirianni, the Eagles have been a very disciplined team all year long. They've been anything but a disciplined team. And when the Eagles' offense has struggled, Sirianni, players have always said, not necessarily about play calling or play designs. What it is about is our execution. And we continue to really rob ourselves and shoot ourselves in the foot. We have to clean it up in order to get this offense going. They don't clean it up in this game, where Eagles fans took over about 40% of AT&T Stadium, and you went up 21-0. So 14 penalties, 96 yards. You turned the ball over twice, and you had a missed field goal. That missed field goal from Jake Elliott obviously loomed large. Would have put the Eagles up to 24 points. Could have been the difference in this football game. Inexplicable, inexcusable, ugly. And the Eagles gave up 24 unanswered points in this football game. And I had said all week, this defense has been amazing. This defense has been great. This Cowboys offense, one of the more high-octane units in the NFL. One of the best units in the NFL. At some point, the Eagles offense was going to have to carry. The Eagles offense was going to have to put the team on its shoulders. In today's NFL, when the rules are already catered toward offenses, you can't expect your defense week in and week out to hold the opponent to less than 10 points, especially this Cowboys team. Defense only gave up 24 points. Defense forced 2 turnovers. This game was on the offense. 14 points in the first quarter, 7 points the rest of the game. And those 7 points came in the second quarter. Goose egg in the third, goose egg in the fourth. 473 yards given up, 68 total plays for the Cowboys, 7 yards per play, 348 passing yards, 9.4 yards per pass. Eagles also gave up 125 rushing yards. Cowboys and Eagles, 5 of 12 on third down. And then you look at the big number right there, the penalty and the yardage. 14 penalties for the Eagles for 96 yards. Nearly 100 yards in penalty yards. And what that does is you go from a second and short, a third and short, to a second and long, and a third and long. It changes your play calling. It changes momentum. It changes what the defense is going to do. It changes your entire approach. And there was one crucial penalty where Jalen Hurts was able to throw it downfield to Devontae Smith. Devontae Smith got out of bounds at the 12-yard line. Fred Johnson, illegal hands to the face, moved it back to the 38-yard line. Then the drive soured. And that was the Jake Elliott missed field goal, I believe, from 50-plus. And Jake Elliott to start the year was great from 50-plus. After last year, he was awful. Of late, hasn't been good from 50 or more yards. And so you commit a penalty like that, it changes the entire complexion of the football game. And it has happened over and over and over and over again for the Eagles this year. And I know that people are going to say, fire Kevin Patullo, fire Kevin Patullo. Were we saying that in the first half when this Eagles offense was clicking on all cylinders? Obviously, in the second half, they get shut out. But there were plays that the Eagles were making downfield. The long play to Devontae Smith. You get the ball at the 12. First drive of the third quarter. You run a great play to Dallas Goedert. You pick up a first down. Nullified because of a procedural penalty. There was another play to Dallas Goedert later in the game. I believe in the fourth quarter. Wiped out because of a penalty. Jalen Hurts did not play bad or poorly in this game. He was 27-39 for 289 yards, 3 touchdowns, a quarterback rating of 99.2, and had 33 rushing yards. He accounted for those 3 total touchdowns. Jalen Hurts was exceptional in this game. Devontae Smith had 89 receiving yards. A.J. Brown went over 100. He had 8 catches for 110. The Eagles killed themselves and cost themselves this win. And it's a win that could really come back to bite them just because of the number 1 seed implications. They didn't score for the final 41 minutes of the football game. So, just pathetic from Philadelphia here today. They took their foot off the gas after they went up 21-0. They got conservative. And once the offense sputtered and got conservative and couldn't catch their flow again, they said, Vic Fangio, save us again. And today, the defense could not save them again. These Saquon Barkley Kelly Green jerseys were $130, now on sale for $97. Holidays are coming up. If you want to get something special for yourself or somebody who you love, hop on this deal. Limited time only while supplies last, because these jerseys will go fast. So take advantage of it now. Saquon Barkley Kelly Green jerseys. They were $130, now on sale for $97. But you have to use our link in order for that deal to apply. Chatsports.com/Saquon Kelly at checkout. Use the code Merry. Holiday season coming up. Merry Christmas. Chatsports.com/Saquon Kelly. So you try to pinpoint who is this loss on. I think the loss is on the coaching staff. One, after you go up 21-0, just a pathetic offensive performance in which you took your foot off the gas. Again, you go up 21-0, you're up in the turnover battle 2-0. How do you lose that game? You start to struggle offensively because you got stale. And you're like, Daddy Vic Fangio, please save our asses again. And then it's on coaching too, because these procedural penalties, especially for a CEO head coach, are unacceptable. They can't happen. And they're pretty avoidable penalties. But it's sloppy, undisciplined, bad football. And championship-level teams don't play bad football like that. And the Eagles' interior offensive line continues to be awful. They can't open up any running lanes for Saquon Barkley. He has no chance anytime he gets the football. He looks good. But this Eagles offensive line against Quinnen Williams, Kenny Clark, Osa Digizua could not hold up along the interior. Landon Dickerson, not healthy all year, has stunk. Cam Jurgens, not healthy all year, has stunk. Tyler Steen, penalties today, wasn't great. Fred Johnson, penalties today, not great. This loss pisses me off, man. 14 penalties, 96 yards. How does that happen? And if anybody is going to blame the officials, don't get me bothered. Don't get me started on that. This was on the Eagles. They're the ones who did this to themselves. Sloppy, undisciplined, bad, pathetic football. So Eagles lose 24-21. Their lead in the division gets trimmed. Cowboys coming out of the bye. 2 impressive wins back-to-back. They now believe. And if their defense improves, their offense all year has been one of the highest producing units in football. Your one-word reaction to this Eagles loss? For me, pathetic, choke. 2 words that come to mind for me.